On the 4th of April 2024, expect some changes in immigration policies. I've shared some video about this, but it seems that there is some confusion. Some people are not sure whether their COS has been cancelled or not. They are not sure whether they should go ahead with the process. Some people are still asking about additional work hours, that's the 20 work hours in other occupation code, and how they can go about it. I'm going to make sure I explain everything in this video. Today is 3rd of April while I'm shooting this, and I feel the sponsorship management system is down right now and is going to get back up tomorrow, which is 4th of April. And I feel it's very important I update you on what to expect and how you can go about navigating the immigration system. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK, US, or Canada. If any of these countries interest you, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so that anytime I drop a new video, you know it's time to watch Cynthia Academy. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. The first thing I'm going to explain to you is defined and undefined COS. Why is this very critical? The last video I created, I talked about the fact that the sponsorship management system is going to go down from 7 p.m. 2nd of April, and it's going to get back up on 4th of April, 9 a.m. And it caused some confusion. Some people are not sure, what does this mean? I have a COS, I've been assigned a COS, or I have applied for COS. Does it mean I have to start afresh? What does it actually mean? In this video, I'm going to explain to you. But without understanding what defined COS and undefined COS is, you will not understand, because it depends on the type of COS you have. Now, there are two major types of COS if a sponsor or a company has registered to have the license to sponsor. Two major types of COS, the defined and the undefined. Now, the undefined is issued or is assigned to someone who is in the UK. That's, you are in the UK, or you are just switching from one visa to another in the UK, from one route to another. That's the undefined. Now, with that type of system, the UK does not have any much cap on the number of undefined allocations you can have as a sponsor. You would just apply to be allocated, undefined COS, and so later you can now assign that COS. So the thing is that you have to assign the salary or the occupation you want to give it to. Do you understand? The salary level or something like that. And then after, you can now assign that undefined COS to somebody. That's when you put someone's name on it. But remember that COS is only valid for 3 months. And if you don't use it, you might have to get another COS. So this is how undefined works. It's for those people that are in the UK. While for defined COS is for those people that overseas, they just want to come in. They want to have entry clearance into the UK. So if you want to come into the UK, then your employer has to prepare a type of COS called defined COS. So they will apply for allocation. The number of COS you want, that's what you tell the Home Office. When they have allocated that COS to you, then you can now assign the COS to somebody. That is what the system is all about. Understand the difference between when you are already a sponsor, 1, 2, you apply for allocation of COS. Next is then you now assign that COS. Remember that the COS is not just a document that you print out. The main thing is that unique reference number. It is more of an e-document, you understand? It's not really a physical document. That's why sometimes you might not need to submit your certificate of sponsorship. You just put in the code in your application and it just goes through. So that's one thing you need to understand. So now, having understood this, let me give you some clarity on what to expect from 4th of April. I'm going to share the link to this particular document in the description box so that you can go through it. And I feel if you find the one that they explained on the government site very difficult to understand, then this one will be easier for you. It says, sponsors will therefore need to take action if they wish to apply for or assign any COS before these changes take place. And the changes they're talking about is sponsorship management system going down. Now, the first one is any application outstanding at 7 p.m. on 2nd of April 2024 will be cancelled, and a new application will have to be made after 9 a.m. on 4th of April 2024. 2024 based on the relevant SOC 2020 codes and reversed salary thresholds. It means that any application for COS that is outstanding from 7 p.m. on 2nd of April will be cancelled. So you need a fresh application. Again, this is for sponsors that need to assign a certificate of sponsorship. I hope this is clear. Any DCOS granted before 7 p.m. on 2nd of April 2024 with a SOC 2010 code must be assigned before that time and date, or it will be cancelled. So DCOS, I explained to you what a DCOS is for people that are overseas and they need that DCOS. So when the employer applies for allocation of DCOS, then they now have to assign that DCOS and put a name to that person. As in, maybe they now have someone that they have employed, they've offered employment, they need to give the person a COS. That is what they're talking about. So any DCOS granted before 7 p.m. on 2nd of April with a SOC 2010 code must be assigned. So if they have not assigned that DCOS before 7 p.m. yesterday, it means that it will be cancelled. Even when they have allocated the COS and it has not been assigned, then it will be cancelled. That's for DCOS. Remember, it's for those people applying from overseas. Now, another thing is any UCOS with the status of work in progress or ready to go, which has not been assigned by 7 p.m. on 2nd of April 2024, will need to be updated with the relevant SOC 2020 code with a salary that meets the reverse salary thresholds before it can be assigned to a worker. So remember that I told you that with this change in system, there's going to be an updated SOC 2020. Remember that with this SOC 2020, some occupations will not be on the shortage occupations list, which will now be named immigration salary list. Some of the codes will change. Ongoing rates will also change. As the sponsor will know this, because when he or she goes on their sponsorship management system account, they'll be able to see, oh, this is my undefined COS. COS for people that are in the UK that are trying to get switched to another visa option in the UK. And if the thing written there is work in progress or ready to go, if it has not been assigned by 7 p.m., it is going to be reversed, in the sense that any assignment taking place from 4th will have to bear the new code. So it's all about assignment. Everything is about assignment, about assigning somebody, putting someone's name to that thing. So that's what you need to understand. Remember, this is not something you would understand. I can't explain, or because I don't know what your sponsor's management status is. I don't know what they have on their system. So I can't answer your questions correctly because I might be giving you wrong information. I don't understand some of the questions being asked because I don't know the stage that your sponsor's SMS account is. But this is just what you need to ask your sponsor. It says DCOS or UCOS, which have been assigned to workers before 7 p.m. on 2nd of April 2024 will not be cancelled and will remain valid for the normal 3 months validity. Someone sent me a message. He or she asked me that, okay, she has already gotten her COS and her sponsor advised her that, don't worry, since I've issued you the COS, I've assigned it to you, and you already have your COS, it is valid till 3 months. It's not going to be cancelled. Is this true? Yes. What your sponsor said is true. It's still valid. Do you understand? Because it has been assigned to workers before 7 p.m. As long as it's happened before 7 p.m. on 2nd of April, then you don't have to panic. The another thing he's saying is that applications for entry, clearance, or permission made using these COS will be considered with reference to salary thresholds and SOC 2010 codes under the immigration rules in place before 4th of April, even if the worker applies on or after that date. So if this DCOS or the UCOS has been assigned, it is the employer that will assign it. You might not be able to know. Ask your employer I can't explain all these things. So if the employer has assigned it to you and it has been generated and they've given it to you, therefore the rules that will continue to take place is the SOC 2010. You don't need to start looking for how to update that COS to an SOC 2020 because it has already been assigned. Remember, I told you that if you ask me some questions now in the comment box, I won't be able to explain unless you explain to me exactly what status your sponsor's COS is. Some of you have said, oh, I've applied for COS for the past 6 months. Does it mean my COS has been cancelled? I can't answer that question, to be sincere. I really wish I could provide information to help you or answer this, but I don't think I'll be able to answer it. Another important question that many people have been asking me is about taking on additional work for 20 hours in another occupation code. I explained to you on the website, these are some of the changes that were stated in the statement of changes in immigration rules. They said supplementary work, that's what is stated for that under skilled worker visa, and they explain what supplementary work means. So supplementary hours is like 20 hours you can do, usually as in you could just do it only in your occupation code or something that is only on the shortage occupations list. But now they're telling you that it can either be on the shortage occupations list, which is now going to be called immigration salary list. You can also do it in the same profession code as you have, which is cool. And the third option that they included was that you can do it in any other code that is on the SOC 2020. Now, SOC 2020, if you look at that list, there's a long list of occupations. So what you have to do is, when you say, I want to do restaurant work, I want to add it to get more money, I want to be a truck driver, I want to add it to get more money. What you have to do is go to that document, statement of changes in immigration rules. When you open it, put Control F, put in truck driver and enter and see if there's any, or truck driving or restaurant. Just look for an occupation that is linked to what you want to do, because in a restaurant there are many occupations there. You have to find the code, the exact code for it. Now find out whether that code has a SOC 2020 code. Remember that there are some codes that have been cancelled from that SOC 2020. They decided that they wanted to remove codes like nanny jobs. There are some other jobs that they've decided to eliminate from that list. That's the thing. That's the fact right now. So before you want to apply for any visa sponsorship job, you have to first of all find out whether that particular job has an SOC 2020 code. If it is not coded, it means the UK feels that they don't need that job at all. So this is very, very important for you to consider. When the ONS tool comes on, it's an easy way to do it. Maybe you can wait till tomorrow morning, that's 4th of April, when you just put in the name of the profession or the code you think it is, and it pops up. You check the job description, whether it's in line with yours, and then you wait. We are waiting for the updated system so that we'll know exactly if I am to pursue an occupation in a code that is under the SOC 2020. What steps do I need to take? Do I need to apply for another visa sponsorship? I can just smoothly go into it without mentioning anything to the Home Office. Do I need to fill any form? We don't know. We don't know. We only have a document that states that they are going to amend some of these things, and we are waiting for more clarity on this. That is why I cannot provide any more clarity for this. But it's an exciting news, because if you want extra cash and you have another skill that you want to switch to after you've completed your visa sponsorship, you've reached indefinite leave to remain, you can show that you have progressive work experience in that particular field, and you can switch to it afterwards if that is what interests you. But for now, I don't know what exactly it entails. We have to wait for the government website to go on before we are sure of, okay, this is what it means. Maybe we need to fill a form, or maybe you don't need to fill a form at all. Nobody knows. So I felt it's best for me to share this with you. I wish you the best in everything you do. Remember to like, share, subscribe, share this video with all your friends and families so that they are updated on what is happening. That's the key to surviving the economy and understanding immigration policies. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.